Hello everyone, it's your boy Fluff back at it again. Uh, Last time I left off, I was just starting into Inazuma. Now, I'm in my teapot. I ain't got nothing here though, I'm crying a little bit. There's nothing in my teapot, no side. I'm not really a big doer on building things in games. My houses end up being dirt houses. Best thing to build. First thing off
The
the
one
track
before
doesn't
you
go.
is known as Jade Seeker. One travels far and wide, seeking naught but to witness all of the treasure.
What else you got?
And
Get a cat. I want a cat. Don't mind if I do. Thank you, kind sir. Now I gotta go place my cat. Yes. Yes. I should put some trees. These trees are nice colored. Oh, this tree is bigger than I thought. Just slap you over here, bam. Boom. Hit you, slap over here. Boom. I can hit that.
Maybe you're not used to the place.
I should have read the instructions before I rank up. That would have been great.
If you ever have any...
Thanks, bird. Anywho's it's back on the trail with your boy. I created slow. Wait a minute. I'm here.
Maybe you're...
Oh, close. Oh, thanks.
If you ever have it...
Goodbye. Thanks, little birdie. Is that it? Oh, yeah. Soon I remember how to get out. Oh, yes. I was in the village. You, old man. We found the evidence. Show suspicious. Joel is suspicious. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I actually can't remember what the hell I found in the river. Oof. Look at this. Nope, that's not this. Well, wait a second. Is this? The more thing. Got a different bottle. Just occasional. Yes, I know one of those pieces of paper was it, because Lord knows. Oh boy. Talk me out of this one, sir. Yeah, Grandpa. Come on, slide. Slide. Yes. He threw the dagger on the roof? Wait, nobody needs to look on the roof. That's not the roof, that's my backpack. ceiling lock. Key is hidden in a broken house across the gully on the east side of the village. Da 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 da, I need to level up my Ayaka because ba ba. I don't do no damage. Hands, oh, let's go.
Let's get down to business.
I always bounce back. Just watch me. Rain outlines your...
This!
Kamisato art. Sometsu.
Finally. There's more! To the fairy.
Going in.
Have a little time. Fry. Suffocate. Fry.
By royal
Picked the wrong test subject.
Send it to the well. Grimes, open your well. I need to go down there. Give me it. Whoops. It ain't even dried up down here. Somebody lied to me.
take flight.
Ooh. I don't like tools. Yeah. Get back here, bastard. Give me some time to breathe, man. Jeez. Ingredients. Let's go. Let me go. Why, thank you. Electro-wisp. Along the flow, smack it. Thank you.
My apologies. Rain outlines your...
Do-do-do-do-do. Do 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 do. Up 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 up. That was loud. Da 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 da. Fruits. Let's go. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ooh, so pretty. Inazuma itself is so pretty. What the hell? Oh, I didn't study for this. One, two, three, four, five, maybe? So... It's two. Okay, so I need to put one over here. I guess I have to make this some. That changes this thing. am I even? I don't feel like solving this right now. Gonna have to solve it anyway. Do that, boom, bada boom.
So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Didn't make no sense to turn that off. Didn't make noise anyway.
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me.
That doesn't really make sense. That doesn't make sense. I knew I had it right. I just can't count. No news to me though. I knew I can't go.
Let me try.
Ring cutter! Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! Oz, reveal! Whirling snow! Embrace the ice! Time to act! My apologies! By royal decree!
I'm ready.
Kamisato art! Select!
No rest for the weak.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Dang.
Take flight!
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Ow.
Witness the power of good work!
This.
Impressive. What are you doing here? Mhm. 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 Ba ba da boom 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 boom. Northeast. I'll be right back, people. Give me 1 minute.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler.
Da,
I'm learning more about you all the time.
my character is dying. I should do some. Oh, this is hello. Aha. I remember coming here. No, I'm not robbing the place. I'm just pilfering. Bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-da-ba-dum bum. Did she give me this thing though? That I'm looking for? Nope. Where's my pot? I must. Must be over there. Maybe I should just continue my main mission. Finished all these already. Okay, do 3 more rounds of that. Yeah, I know. 5 more rounds of this. And this nonsense. Well, well, I will continue this and let's see. Maybe like give or take like an hour. I'll be back, people. Deuces.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. Come with me. Let us find shelter from the rain. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time.
I'm back online. Let's go. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, snap, it's raining. It's gotta be that day. Rain be gone. Oof. Hello, ghost. Another ghost. Oh, and if there's any like buzzing noise in the back, it's kind of hot in my room, and I got the fan on. I hope you guys don't mind that noise. I hope to see you never broken. I know you have no miss for many years. I've seen this work and cleansing your true connection. I hope you shall be one of those. You just got me here, got it. Only when all fear got it in one place can you. Is that on top? What if I know?
My sword! Let's light it up!
Mein Fräulein.
Embrace the ice! My apologies! Everybody stand back!
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Take flight!
Oh no! Alright. Don't worry, I'll come down there with you.
Let's light it up! Let me weave you a verse. A worthy opponent. By royal Kamisato art. Sometsu.
Thank you. Almost took my life, but thank you. That has to be under. Oh, hey, it's the ghost. A lot of ghosts here, no answer.
The insult shall be punished. No, my sword! I'm going in! Yeah! Whirling snow! Take flight!
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Purging transgression! Yeah! My apologies! Let's light it up! Everybody stand like... Embrace the ice!
The ghost is back. Hello, ghost. She here. That she's up here. There she goes here. What are you doing over here? You had any other roofs up here today? Yes. I said no. God, is it? Three Shikigami, eh? I didn't think the Shikigami was a ghost. No, I did not. Two, and then you. I didn't know you about a tree. Grab now, clean shine. Oh, hello. I wonder if that noise is going to the thing. Oh, I hope not. Mm. Hey.
Troubled.
That makes sense. I'm gonna repeat this one. One for you. Whoa. I assume I can't do one it's not ready. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. I need some chicken. Yeah. No, cool, right? Award must be used to also separately and simultaneously in the I know there's something else that I want to see. That's over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh crap. Let's see. Hmm. That's the wrong one. And what combination I use for that? Done. Are you serious? Aha, I opened the door. I have an idea. Damn it. Oh, okay, bye.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt. I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
I hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication. I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt. I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt. I hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication. I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
I was wondering who the heck was talking. I was scared.
I created another universe.
Wait a second. What's new? Oh, no.
I hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication.
Okay, so this is one. Two. One. Change that to two. That's one. Two. Three. Oof. Oh, I don't know how to do this one. Golly gee.
Cat's coming out early.
Oof. What am I looking at actually? That's not that.
I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt...
Dun 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 dun.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt...
I don't know about this one. Wow, there's one right there.
I hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication.
Bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum ba-da-bum ba-da-bum bum ba-ba-bum.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt...
Bum bum ba-da-bum ba-da-bum bum ba-ba. I believe this have one. Ugh. What's that? Three seconds. Two. I knew it. What? I'm gonna get it wrong because then it's gonna reset. Reset three. Boom. Does that make sense?
By royal decree!
Witness the power of God. Take flight.
Shadow Raven, let night fall!
Teamwork is strength. No, my sword. Kamisato art. Sometsu. My apologies.
Oz, reveal!
Let's light it up! Take flight!
Main Fräulein, should
Rain outlines your... Everybody stand!
you win this battle?
Nope. Alright. Let me start with my main missions. Actually, at least look for a weapon I needed. Get my face. I'm gonna talk about that. Not a weak point.
Please speak to President Sung.
house is out. Come take a look.
Hello, Catherino. Oh, that was a close one.
Ad Astra Abbot.
Oh, that's what it does, eh? Take that stupid thing away.
Why do you?
What was I doing? I have one. Hello? No more of that. That was loud as hell.
to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
I had like 3 already.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Remind it to me.
Relax, no need. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. Seen anything like this?
Ah, now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
Alright. Fun.
Hey, you're this ugly nickname, mister.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. Came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like about that little test you went through, though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Think that Paimon's gonna forget.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me say this. You've often found yourself skirting rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same, but when the lightning struck... Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro But before that, there is one other place I was
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now.
Hello?
Books were more interesting than the last. What delicious tea.
I was here, right? I'm just gonna jump one side.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Or Paimon's
Visions.
visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is, as for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, She relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Fun?
Ha. That's the wrong one.
Is there anything you know about this satisfying?
There's a box over there and I kinda want it.
If there's anything you wish for, I'll gladly be of service.
That's you.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himigimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is...
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh...
See, this will take us nowhere.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Great. I don't look for that.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Let's go test it out.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but want... We will gladly apologize if that's the case.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt Decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally...
Seems like he's a well-respected guy. You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True, But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time
I keep a diary?
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving,
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should
This looks like Tejima's... Let's see what... Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to protect... Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bambu was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. Seems like you're... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that... Somewhere that the soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried must be something pretty amazing. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason... But he's been here for 30 years! Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the omamori and letter belong to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her. No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, it's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember when I think about it like that? How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like... I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your... That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. The Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food! We demand an explanation!
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions!
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential! Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai!
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no?
What? We heard the commotion and came to...
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. Maybe we should talk to Kurs.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you look... That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was...
Oh, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunter.
To be perfectly honest, I don't... All I know is that I will perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provision?
I didn't take any. Like I said, If I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be... To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself.
But we better confirm. We should be able to follow their tracks.
Stay focused. Mission.
We really outdid ourselves. All those samurai houses packed with goods.
You haven't seen anything yet. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
By royal... No, my sword!
Whirling snow! Sakura swirl!
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck.
So what did you see inside?
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal?
You've got a deal. Now show us what...
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get... As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that...
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Grocery shopping is done. Oops. Yep. I have 5.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, of Kurosawa, I take it?
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up owing you?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of food. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost.
So that's how he was getting. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt.
Wow. And no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, if you're still curious, why don't you go ask? I see. That reminds me, it's most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything!
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we have.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa... Let's go talk to Kurosawa. What are you doing here?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my... It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything...
That just about sums it up. It's that you really distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that I don't really have any such recollection. Even why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a... But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, there's you recognize the words?
"Virtue?" Somehow those two words seem to explain taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy.
Ah.
I guess then, but what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person. Yet I'm equally unable.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro... In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a... Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next...
Okay. Something like that.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken...
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't...
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep! We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo, but then we got here and overheard you talk...
From the way you're dressed, please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not... I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my...
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform. So don't worry, Nanako. Since... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both...
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
Oh, great. Now I gotta change the time.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of his just now, when Nanako was attending to him. She heard him whispering when she asked him who the people were. He suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others, one of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is... Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up...
Huh?
What the hell is that?
Who's that sneaking around? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's... Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further. Aha! Suspicious person!
How did you... Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does, unless...
Excuse me? We're the ones asked, and what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I train side by side. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior?
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward, but Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming... Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Make-Yoshi Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my stat later. I heard that he sparred with Sensei, too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately, that match used up every last ounce. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
You're saying he isn't pissed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is...
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish don't...
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve...
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. Anyway, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we did this...
Sure! After all, everyone who knows, maybe we'll be able to find... Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing.
Keep away. I gave up the art of the sword.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duel's path.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter...
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But... then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so...
I'm sorry. It's all my father. Sensei. Onsai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that on? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Onsai. Why are there two of you? Is that you? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the high...
But what if one day I put everything I had into trying to become the best? But what if there's a chance they'll end up like me one day? I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not, but as your sensei, I shall commit to... This is my promise. And I humbly ask Onsai...
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't... But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that's...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady...
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, You set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Ai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really... We can come back to it another time. For now...
Let's go back to Miss Sato's house.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet...
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Ooh, wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you...
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komore Tea House?
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes,
Oh, Paimon gets it!
once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me? The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree. Of course! We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the shogun's decisions. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So...
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Dang! So they found out about
Too
it?
late for that screen.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. Oh, exactly. I feel the same way. But by no means do we intend to place... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
And with that, I'm taking a break. My back hurts. Ba 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 ba. That's it for me. Boo 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 boo. Da 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 da.